Tottenham thought they had the game in their hands. The clock ticked deep into added time, and their fans were already celebrating. But football, as we know, has a cruel sense of humor. And on this night, it was Matthijs de Ligt, the Rock from the Netherlands, who rose above everyone to write his name into Manchester United folklore. It was the 96th minute. The stadium was shaking. United, battered by injuries and fatigue, refused to bow. Bruno Fernandes whipped in that final corner, and there he was, de Ligt, charging like a man possessed. Boom! A bullet header that ripped past the Spurs keeper and tore straight into the net. The away end exploded. The United bench went wild. De Ligt screamed, fists clenched, veins popping, and in that moment it felt like the old United was back. But after the final whistle, something interesting happened. Tottenham's boss, Thomas Frank, who took over from Ange Postecoglou not long ago, didn't storm off or complain. Instead, he smiled, a bitter, knowing smile, and said something that every United fan needs to hear. When you play Manchester United, you have to play until the very last second. That's what champions do. That's what they've always done. Respect, pure respect from an opponent. Frank went on to praise United's mentality, saying, even with all their setbacks, they never stop believing. You can feel their confidence growing again. And he's right, because this wasn't just a draw. This was a message, from the players to the fans, from the badge to the league, that Manchester United is alive again. Let's break this down. United didn't start the game perfectly. Tottenham dominated early on, pressing hard, controlling possession. The first goal came after a defensive lapse, one of those nervy moments that's haunted United this season. But instead of collapsing, they responded. Rashford, who's been under heavy scrutiny, burst down the left, cut inside, and delivered a beautiful assist to Rasmus Højlund. One touch, one finish, 1-1. Old Trafford might have been miles away, but you could feel the roar from every Red Devil watching. Then came the heartbreak. Spurs scored again, a curling effort from Kulusevski that beat Onana. The stadium erupted, but United didn't crumble. They regrouped, they fought, they believed. Casemiro was barking orders. Bruno was clapping his teammates forward. Even youngsters like Mainu showed maturity beyond their years. It wasn't pretty football. It was survival football. But that's how comebacks are born. As the minutes drained away, United threw everything forward. Garnacho darting in from the flank, De Ligt overlapping, Bruno pinging long passes like lasers. Tottenham were holding on until that final corner changed everything. Matthijs de Ligt, who's been criticized, doubted, even called past his best by some pundits, answered the only way a true defender can, by writing his story in blood and sweat. Thomas Frank, again, couldn't help but admire it. De Ligt showed leadership. That goal wasn't luck, it was hunger. And Manchester United, when they play with that hunger, are one of the hardest teams in the world to stop. Think about that. From an opposing manager. That's how powerful that moment was. And it's more than just a goal. It's a symbol. A symbol that this team, broken, mocked, and counted out, still has the heart of warriors. Ten Hag might be under pressure, but even his harshest critics saw what that goal meant to him. When De Ligt scored, the Dutchman didn't celebrate quietly. He screamed, arms in the air, as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. You could see it in his eyes. Belief was back. And for United fans, that means everything. Because lately, we've seen a club rebuilding piece by piece. From Mainu's rise to Garnacho's spark. From the calm of De Ligt to the leadership of Bruno. These aren't just players, they're building blocks. They're the new foundation of the next great Manchester United side. Thomas Frank's words summed it up best. If you switch off for even one moment against Manchester United, they'll punish you. That's the mentality United used to be feared for, and it's finally returning. The team might not be perfect yet. There are flaws, defensive lapses, inconsistency, wasted chances, but there's one thing that can't be denied anymore. This team fights. And when United fight, the world takes notice. For years, fans have begged for that identity, that raw edge, that refusal to die quietly. And now, game by game, we're seeing it come back to life. So yes, it's just 1 point, but symbolically, it's massive. It's a statement to the league. You can wound Manchester United, but you cannot finish them. Because when it's 96 minutes on the clock, when the lights are fading, and when all hope seems gone, that's when this club becomes dangerous. And if this spirit continues, if Ten Hag can channel this energy into consistency, then make no mistake, Manchester United will rise again. Fire.